Hello, ladies and gentlemen, this is Genvièv with Genvièv TV, and today we are getting sexual. That's right, today we're going to talk about sex with the NPD, also known as Narcissistic Personality Disordered Individual or NARC. And why are we talking about this today? Because it is time to dispel the myth and restore the truth. And the truth is, sex with the NPD is the possibly worst experience that you will get to encounter. And I am stressing that point because the narcissistic disordered individual is expertly building a web of lies around you to trap you into the illusion that they are your soulmate. And this is simply a calculated maneuver, but it is nothing more than a trap because, as we all know, narcs or NPDs are nobody's soulmate, not even their own for that matter, since it is a case with them of the soul having been extinguished in early life by trauma, where solely the ego rose to the surface and stayed, and the soul vanished, was literally extinguished like a flame, which is very much the opposite for us empaths, for whom a lot of time our ego was depulverized by trauma and stress and early life adversity and violence, and only sort of the soul survived. So that's why very often we see empaths being captured by NPDs, so to speak. So why are NPDs or narcs the absolute worst lovers you will ever encounter? For very, very specific reasons. The first one being they have a grandiose ideation of themselves with this their actual words. In fact, the last NPD that I was fortunately captured by years ago used to describe himself to me in terms of his asset as an anomaly of nature, supposedly the words of his physician to describe how magnificently endowed he was. And that's their own version of reality. And in reality, with an NPD, they are non-functional as sensual and sexual partners for the very reason they are so utterly self-absorbed and so completely into their own goals and their own calculated maneuvers that they're completely incapable of seeing you as anything else than an object, a tool, or a toy. So you hear a lot out there of NPDs in the bedroom with partners acting as if they were basically you're their sexual toy. So they're simply masturbating using you as a toy, your pleasure, your sensations, your safety, your well-being are never, pardon my French, I'm still a foreigner here trying to speak your language, are never in the question. Also, as you well know, as we all know, NPDs and narcs are incapable of truly feeling any emotion, any depth of true emotions for another other than themselves. So when you remove emotion from passion, what you're left with is a very shallow, empty, tasteless, truly intensely non-interesting, basically, interaction with a partner. They're incapable of understanding the true alchemy of physical, mental, and emotional sensations and love and sensuality. And also, as you all know, NPDs are pathological liars. Everything they tell you about themselves or what they think about you or feel supposedly for you is false and fabricated. And they are also known as serial cheaters, pathological womanizers, if we're talking about men here. And of course, we all know that NPDs can be both male and females. So I'm going to talk about the womanizers in the male category now. And we know that serial dating, basically, what is it? What are womanizers? They're people who are extremely low in self-confidence and self-esteem, deeply internally, and therefore are incapable of sustaining meaningful relationships with others, and they will seek constant validation for themselves by engaging in sexual endeavors, sexual activity with multiple partners. So what is a womanizer? It's basically somebody who repeats constantly abort missions. And when you repeat abort missions, if you think about tactical operations in the military and you constantly abort your mission, you will never actually complete your goals. So you're not learning anything when you're continuously aborting missions. And the ancient prototype of the womanizer as an adequate, let's say, lover is false, because these people continuously abort the mission. They're basically just hit and run sexual partners and never get to know the intimacy, the true intimacy of sensually discovering another. So you take this comparison with somebody who has been able to find the inner strength and the honesty, integrity, and interest to sustain a long-term relationship with one partner. And now you have somebody who is able to discover the art of making love with another, which NPDs are fundamentally incapable of doing. They are in themselves false, fake, shallow. They have no depth. So for a diver, and I'm always comparing experiences in life to deep sea diving because this is my nature, my passion, and it compares to a lot of endeavors. When you are engaging in sexual activities with an NPD because you fell into the illusion of this person being an actual partner, it's comparable to diving in one of those plastic turtle pools in somebody's backyard when you could be diving in the ocean. So I'm saying this to all of you out there who are still trapped with an NPD, with a narcissistic personality disordered individual, still under the illusion that that person is your soulmate. When you're seeing the red flags from the very beginning, you're seeing them interacting behind your back with other partners, you're seeing the triangulation, you're seeing the dishonesty, you're seeing or sensing already, because we do sense that from the very beginning when there is a breach in loyalty and a breach in integrity. Our body is communicating this to us. So know that it is solely an illusion. And besides, nowadays serial cheating is a life threat. There are so many dangers out there with sexual encounters and the ocean waves of STDs, that if you do not have the loyalty of your partner, you're endangering your health, you're endangering your life, you're endangering your future. So know that and let go of this illusion. It is false, it is fabricated, and your body will tell you, your body will know. So my words to all of you out there still trapped with NPD is get single and get ready to mingle, because you are not going to believe what you missed when you finally dissed the false illusion, the false fabrications of the narcissistic personality disordered individual. Take a one woman man or a one man woman, or whatever your orientation may be. Take a one person who is loyal and faithful and dedicated and steady and stable, and now you will discover what true sensuality is supposed to be. So keep your gaze focused on your goals, on your mission, on your happiness, and on your safety. I just released today a little recipe for making miracles in our lives on my Instagram page, and you can find me at Genvièv St. Clair on Instagram. And remember that when you let the madness return to madness, it's like we would say in French, it's l'histoire du petit efferalgan qui se dissout dans le néant. It's basically the bubbles that go back to the surface and to the nothingness where they came from, and you return to your path, your truth, and your right to experience joy in your life. So thank you for tuning in, everybody. I'm Genviève. It's always a pleasure interacting with each and every one of you. If you have questions, please post them underneath this video and I will do my best to address them either directly under yours or in my next video. Thank you, everybody. Have a lovely evening and stay strong. We stand stronger when we stand together.